Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is such an honor and a joy to have both the women of B'nai Israel and NCJW, National Council of Jewish Women, with us tonight for this special Shabbat. I send Cantor Steinberg's regrets that she's not able to be here. She's a little under the weather, but she's here with us in spirit. But it's wonderful to be able to have Rabbi Stacy with us tonight on the Bima. This has been a long week in a world that is a little bit out of kilter. So let's begin the service tonight with a prayer for peace, because when we pray for peace, we're also praying for a sense of wholeness. So please join us on page 657 on the bottom of the page. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam.
Before we welcome in the Sabbath bride, let's take a moment to welcome each other, to stand up, walk around a little bit, and to introduce yourself to at least two people you haven't met before. Which lecha do we
Not Klepper, Taubman. You know, lecha do.
Gotcha. How many verses?
I don't know.
1, 2, 5,
Short.
and 9? No,
Yeah.
one's good with short.
One short.
1, 5, and 9?
1, 5, and
1, 5, and 9. The Sabbath bride is knocking on the door. She's telling us it's cold outside and she wants to come in. So we continue with Lecha Dodi on page 138, and we'll be singing verses 1, 5, and 9.
Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela la 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 lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor וזכור ודיבור אחד השמיענו אל גם יוקד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשם תפארת ולתהילה לה 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 לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה התעוררי כי בעורף קומי אורי שיר דברי כבוד אדוני יגנה לה 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 לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצהולה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה la 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 לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה la 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 לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה
We are so lucky at B'nai Israel to have so many different groups that really create an incredible atmosphere of community here at our congregation. They do it through teaching, through acts of social action, through acts of love and kindness. And really one of the leaders of building community here at our congregation for about 120 years now has been the women of B'nai Israel, our sisterhood. And so it's my pleasure to invite up the WIBI Leadership Council to do us the honor of lighting the Shabbat candles. The blessing for the candles can be found on page 120, but first we continue with Shalom Aleichem on page 142.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As the brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we be those who kindle light. Amen.
Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We continue together with the Baruch Hu on the top of page 146. Please rise.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Amvorah. Baruch Adonai Amvorah Leolam Va'ed.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the season, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from another. Adonai Tzvavot is your name, ever-living God. May you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai Elo ha'amariv aravim.
Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohei Amo Yisrael.
We continue on page 152.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom alevavecha
ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברתם בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אמת.
Page 157. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מלכותך ראו בניך, פלקי הים לפני משה ומרים. זה אלי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. יאי די די די, יאי די 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 די, יאי די די די, יאי די 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 די, יאי די די די, יאי די 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 די, יאי די די די, יאי די די די. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. Guide my steps.
The Hashkivenu on page 160 asks for God's protection as we sleep, to look over us and take care of us when we're not able to take care of ourselves. But sometimes we need more than protection. Sometimes we also need guidance to understand what path to take in our waking hours so we can sleep a little easier each night. And so the version of the Hashkivenu that we'll offer tonight, some of it's on page 160, some of it's not. If you know the words, please join us.
Oh, guide my steps, help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. Help me make this day a song of praise to you.
Rock me in your arms and guide my
steps. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps.
It's my pleasure to invite up all the B'nai Mitzvah students who are with us this evening to join us on the Bima, to do us the honor of leading us in the Vishamru and the Tefillah. With joy and excitement. You can start.
Really, the air is crackling with energy. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Please rise for the Amidah on page 164. They wanted it.
164.
Adonai, Sephatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai, open my lips
That my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai,
Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel
Chasadim
Chasadim
Tovim,
Tovim,
וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל, אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח umorid hagashem, mechalkel chaim bechesed, mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofeh cholim, umatir asurim, umekayeh emunato lishenei afar, michamocha bal gevurot, umidom elach, melech meimi, umechayeh, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lechayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai mechayeh hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukdoshim b'kol yom, yehalu chasel. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
Privately from page 172 through 180, either standing or sitting, as is your custom.
Yehiyu l'ratzo imrevi, Yehiyu l'ratzo imrevi, Yehiyu l'ratzo lehegyo libi, lefanecha, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri ve'goali, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tsuri V'Goali. Go inside your heart, just be. Go inside your heart and see what it wants, what it needs, what it yearns when you breathe. Go inside your heart and see. May the words of my mouth and the dedications of my heart be kind, be true. May they be acceptable to you, oh my rock, and my Redeemer. Yehi le ratzo imrefi, Yehi le ratzon imrefi, Yehi le ratzo vehegyo libi lefanecha.
I was saddened this week at the response that my email to the congregation about my trip to Israel, how it was received. And I was sad, not because it wasn't received well, but because it was received so personally by so many. And that was heartbreaking for me, to know that so many of us share in this struggle of how do we connect, how do we relate to Israel in this difficult time. And then I remembered that the answer is in our name. We are Yisrael. We are the ones who struggle not only with God, but also with our fellow human beings. It's easy as Jews to remember and to almost celebrate the idea that we are God wrestlers, but we are also people wrestlers. We struggle with our brothers and our sisters. We struggle for a way to come together in peace. And so while we normally do a prayer for Israel on Shabbat morning as part of our Torah service, I'd like us to start saying a prayer for Israel on Friday night as well, when we gather together as a community. Tonight, as a prayer for Israel, I want to share with you two writings that have given me inspiration. One is a poem by Yehuda Amichai, and the other is a prayer written by Anat Hoffman. Why must Jerusalem always be two, celestial and terrestrial? I want to live in Jerusalem in the middle, without banging my head against what's above, without wounding my feet on what's below. My God, in this sacred moment, give us hope for Israel and her future. Renew our wonder at the miracle of the Jewish state. In the name of the pioneers who made the deserts bloom, give us the tools to cultivate a diversity of Jewish expression in Israel. In the name of our fallen soldiers, give us courage to stand up to the words and ways of zealots, those in our own midst and those among our neighbors. In the name of Israeli inventors who have amazed the world with their innovations, help us apply the same ingenuity to finding a path to peace. In the name of all these women and men, grant us the strength to conquer doubt and despair in Israel, replacing doubt with action, replacing despair with hope. And let us say, Amen. It is not only our people that need healing as a whole, but also so many of our community who need healing as individuals. And so we take time in our service to think of those whom we love who are in need of a refuah shlema, a healing of body or a healing of spirit, as we turn to page 371 together.
Mi sheberach avotenu, Avraham, Yitzhak, veYaakov. Mi sheberach imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer,
Hear our prayer.
hear our prayer,
Hear our prayer.
hear our prayer,
Hear our prayer.
hear our prayer.
Hear our prayer.
Bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Bless us with a vision for tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us faith, show us the way. Mi sheberach avotenu, mi sheberach imotenu. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well.
So this last year, our Women of B'nai Israel, our sisterhood, has changed their leadership model. Rather than it to be hierarchical, really, truly a sisterhood with a community leading the organization. And it's my pleasure to invite up three of the leaders of the Women of B'nai Israel to give us our drash tonight. It's my pleasure to invite up Sharon Rogoff, Lindy Henderson, and Laurel Hollis to share their Torah with us.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Sharon Rogoff, a member of Women of B'nai Israel's Leadership Council. Women of B'nai Israel is the collective presence, voice, and strength of women within the structure of our congregation. We support and strengthen our synagogue, our community, and progressive Judaism through social action programs and fundraising efforts. Excuse me. To support the youth of B'nai Israel, we provide annual funds for Busy, our senior youth group, confirmation class, religious school, Camp Nefesh, free summer day camp for refugee children, and campership awards for overnight URJ camps. We also contribute to the Judaica Fund and the Sosnick Library. We provide activities such as Rosh Chodesh, Mahjong, virtual museum tours, a book club, and support other opportunities as they arise. Pardon me. Outside of our temple community, Women of B'nai Israel is involved with the Sacramento Refugee Resettlement Circle, which brings Ukrainian refugees to our area. We contribute to the Central Downtown Food Basket, the Sacramento Jewish Film Festival, and organizations which assist women and families in need, such as Women's Empowerment and Family Promise. Women of B'nai Israel maintains close ties to our sister congregation, Chodesh V'chol in Holon, Israel, and actively supports their efforts to hold Benot Mitzvah for women and girls, as well as building their own synagogue. We believe in doing whatever we can to strengthen the reform movement in Israel. Before I turn it over to Lindy Henderson, who will share additional information about Women of B'nai Israel and our connection to Women of Reform Judaism, I'd like to just say that we're proud to be partnering with NCJW, National Council of Jewish Women, to hold this reproductive rights Shabbat. Our members have rallied and marched together to support reproductive rights and advocate for individuals' bodily autonomy. It's truly sad that we have to revisit this issue we all thought was settled long ago. As women from different vantage points, be it sisterhoods like Women of B'nai Israel, or advocacy organizations like NCJW, joining together as a strong and united front shows that we will continue fighting for these rights.
Thank you, Sharon. Shabbat Shalom. And yes, I am Lindy Henderson. I am an active former past president of Women of B'nai Israel when it was still the sisterhood, a past Women of Reformed Judaism Pacific District president, and former Women of Reformed Judaism board member. I am also and have been a member of NCJW since 1970. When I moved to Sacramento, I became involved in NCJW and eventually became its section president. I also speak as a woman who chose an abortion many, many years ago after adopting 2 children. So this is an issue that is pretty important to me. Let us be sure to use the word abortion, not euphemisms. Tonight and moving forward, our organizations are speaking for anyone who could become pregnant or choose not to sustain a pregnancy. We need to be thinking about now, and we need to be thinking about the future. But I'd like to share a little bit with you about Women of Reformed Judaism. Women of Reformed Judaism, WRJ Pacific District, and Women of B'nai Israel are very excited to be collaborating with NCJW and are endeavoring to codify the rights to abortion and to make it accessible, available, affordable, and safe for those who want or need it. Women of Reformed Judaism, founded in 1913, has a website at wrj.org, and it also offers numerous opportunities and information regarding the kind of movement and activity in which we are engaged. Additionally, the Religious Actions Center of the Union for Reformed Judaism also offers many resources and much information that you may find at rac.org, rac.org. We seek justice, access, compassion, and support. Kavod Habriot. WRJ and its affiliates have been engaged in leadership in the area of choice for 85 years, and certainly for the past 50 years. Our rabbis and the Union for Reformed Judaism are on board as well. As a member of Women of B'nai Israel, I think it's important to know that we are also part of a larger organization, which is Women of Reformed Judaism, and it is divided into 8 districts in North America. And it has been undergoing some interesting changes over the last few years, as well as we've all watched the leadership situation change in our organizations. But we will continue to collaborate to provide access, protection, assistance, and more. We know that women's rights are not just a women's issue. Our organization recognizes that families and communities share these issues, and our action affects all and makes this a more important effort than it has ever been before. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Laurel Hollis, and I'm here representing the National Council of Jewish Women, which was founded 130 years ago by Hannah G. Solomon. When she was asked to organize women to take part in the Chicago World's Fair, she and her recruits soon learned they were expected only to serve coffee and be decorative.
They immediately marched out of the pavilion, and Hannah Solomon, now even more motivated to transform the ways women participated in society, founded the National Council of Jewish Women. To quote our current CEO, Sheila Katz, "There is no other organization in the country like NCJW, one that harnesses the power and voices of Jewish feminists, isn't afraid to challenge the status quo, and creates positive social change that makes a real difference in the lives of millions of people every day." Many of us, including me, are also members of Women of B'nai Israel. We believe that working together, Women of B'nai Israel and National Council of Jewish Women can become a positive force for change in Sacramento, the Sacramento Jewish community, and in Sacramento at large. Earlier this evening, another partner in our work, Ms. Candelaria Vargas, the Director of Public Affairs for the Planned Parenthood Marmonte region, helped to educate us about the current state of reproductive health care and legislation governing what has sadly become a politically charged issue rather than a bipartisan movement to improve public health services for millions of women and their families. We'll speak more about the Planned Parenthood Marmonte region a little later, but now we want to talk about the history of our Jewish ancestors and their rulings regarding bodily autonomy, one of the bases of our current argument for a person's right to make their own choices about reproductive health care, as well as religious freedom, the right to live in accordance with the teachings of our faith.
This year, over 1,500 synagogues, Hillel chapters, and Jewish community centers are observing Repro Shabbat, offering traditional and modern Jewish teachings on the individual's right to bodily autonomy and freedom to access appropriate reproductive health care. Parshat Mishpatim is one of the teachings from the Torah most cited. The mother's right to live is not superseded by the life of a partially formed fetus, according to interpretations from the very early days of Jewish rabbinical teachings. And yet, far-right Christians insist that life begins at the moment of conception, and that the life of the child is to be protected at all costs, including sacrificing the life of the parent. Under the U.S. Constitution, we are guaranteed freedom of religion and speech. Fundamentalists should not be permitted to impose their ideas about the moment a fetus becomes a fully formed human upon others whose philosophies and religious practices differ. They do not have the right to harass those seeking care at abortion clinics, as is happening today in Sacramento, where they bombard people entering the Planned Parenthood clinic on B Street. Our advocacy around abortion access is inspired by the Jewish value of kavod habriot, respect for individual dignity, a seemingly foreign concept to those pro-life protesters. Far-right religious groups and the legislators and judges under their sway must be prevented from oppressing any citizen, but most especially from discriminating against marginalized people, those excluded from full access to the best health care because of their skin color, gender, income, education, and the neighborhoods they live in, including tent camps on city streets. As Jews, we are called upon to take active steps to protect these, the most oppressed. In the 7 months since the Supreme Court's failure to uphold Roe v. Wade, 15 states have codified total or near total bans on abortion with no exception for rape, incest, or in some cases, the state of the mother's health resulting from her pregnancy. Because of these new laws, 40 million people of reproductive age will find it difficult to get an abortion in their own area. Many will not have the resources to travel to a clinic outside of their state and will be forced to give birth against their will and their family's best interest. Keep in mind that about half of all women seeking abortion are already mothers.
Another serious development is a federal case filed in San Antonio, Texas, that seeks to ban the use of mifepristone, a drug used in medication abortions, which has been approved by the FDA for 23 years. Mifepristone has an excellent track record of safety and effectiveness. The decision on this motion, which will come very soon, within weeks, could result in a nationwide ban on its use, even in states like California and New York, where medication abortions are legal. Medication abortions currently account for 53% of all abortions in the U.S., making the procedure discreet and accessible to those who can't seek help from a clinic. The decision to ban mifepristone could affect more people than the overturning of Roe v. Wade. A ruling that essentially bans medication abortion nationwide is another violation of religious freedom. Laws should not encode one group's religious viewpoint. We must each be free to practice our own faith. So please join us in taking action today. Donate to the Jewish Fund for Abortion Access, established only 7 months ago, and many thanks to those who have already donated over $1 million. To date, 100% of this fund went to aid pregnant people in the U.S. to access abortion services in their own or another state. Future funds will be used to make changes to increase access to reproductive health care in all 50 states. Women of Reform Judaism has its own reproductive health and rights campaign, and with the Religious Action Center, advocates for legislation and action on the ground in Jewish communities across the U.S. and Canada. Use your voice to advance state and federal laws protecting and expanding access. Talk to your friends and family about women's health care, both about abortion care and maternal, prenatal, and post-childbirth care. Those who attended the talk earlier tonight will receive an email with links to allow continued learning and information about helping women and their families. If you would like, please talk to one of us at the ONUG and ask to be added to that email list. We'll alert you about a new project NCJW and Women of B'nai Israel are starting, distributing abortion care aftercare kits with personal hygiene items, personally written cards, chocolate, and other self-care items through Planned Parenthood clinics in the Marmonte region. Tonight, after this service, you can also write postcards to Planned Parenthood staffs in the Marmonte region to applaud them for the difficult work that they are doing every day. Planned Parenthood is a very important partner of NCJW, and we are proud to be connected to the Marmonte region, the largest Planned Parenthood region in the whole country. Planned Parenthood improves the lives of over 220,000 adults and children every year. Abortion services are really a small part of what they offer. For many people, but especially the uninsured, Planned Parenthood provides general health care. They also provide sex education in schools and gender-affirming hormone treatments, amongst many other services. And you can help us by writing some postcards expressing our appreciation to them. And we have stamped postcards ready. Thank you for listening tonight. Both Women of B'nai Israel and the National Council of Jewish Women envision a world in which the individual is assured bodily autonomy and freedom to make choices for their own and their families' futures. We hope you'll join us today to make this vision more of a reality in our community as well as across North America.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you to both the Women of B'nai Israel and to NCJW for all the important work that you do, not just for us, but also ensuring that future generations won't have to fight these fights again and again and again. It's my pleasure to be able to offer a blessing on the Women of B'nai Israel, and I'd like to first call up all members of the WBI Leadership Council to please join us on the bima. I'd also like to invite up any WIBI or Sisterhood past presidents who are with us tonight to come and join us on the bima. And I would like to invite all members of WIBI to please come and join us on the bima. Please rise. So I know officially we're WBI, the Women of B'nai Israel, but I still have a fondness for the name of sisterhood, as we were the first sisterhood in the country that the Rebbitzin who founded our sisterhood went on to found the National Federation of Temple Sisterhoods. We're always ahead of the game. We're always the tip of the spear, the ones moving forward and doing what needs to be done. So tonight, in the blessing, I'm going to use the word sisterhood, and I'll need your guys' help. You'll figure out where it is. We are each of us unique, but we do not stand alone. When joy abounds for one of us, we all celebrate. When sorrow envelops one of us, we all shed tears. Together, this is sisterhood. We are each of us unique, but we do not stand alone. When success comes to one of us, we all rejoice. When failure reaches one of us, we all strive to recover. This is sisterhood. We are each of us unique, but we do not stand alone. When one of us gives birth, we all share in the simcha. When death descends in our midst, we are all diminished. This is sisterhood. We are each of us unique, but we do not stand alone. When one of us chooses to pursue a goal, we band together in common purpose. When one of us finds the path too steep, we push and pull together in common strength. This is sisterhood. We bring to each other the warmth of family. We share in the presence and the promise of each other. We gather strength from the past and develop faith in the future. This is sisterhood.
Yevarechechen Adonai v'yishmerechen.
Ken Yehi Ratzon. May the Holy One bless you and keep you.
Yisa Adonai panav elechen v'chunechen.
May the Holy One always turn towards you with kindness and compassion.
Ya'er Adonai panav elechen v'yasem lachen shalom v'yasem lachen shalom.
May we harness our voices together to speak loudly and clearly for the rights of those who cannot speak up for themselves. May we come together in sisterhood and find strength and compassion from each other. But most of all, may we bring to this world a sense of peace. And let us say, Amen. It's my pleasure now to invite up a member of the Brotherhood who also happens to be the president of our congregation, Josh Mastronardi, to come give some Shabbat greetings and announcements.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Rabbi Stacy. And thank you, Michael. Shabbat Shalom. And I want to thank the women of B'nai Israel for all that you do, and especially for using your Shabbat as a platform along with NCJW for education and awareness. You're an immense value to the congregation and to the community. Tonight after services, join us for the Oneg, sponsored by and put together by the Brotherhood in honor of the women of B'nai Israel. I actually saw a number of people back there preparing things. Tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Torah study, 10:30 Kavanah Shabbat, right here. and 10:30 Mini Minyan with Rabbi Stacy. On Sunday, Kulanu, followed by the Purim Carnival, which is always a really, really awesome time. It was so great last year when we were able to bring it back, and I think it's going to be even better this year. Then Monday, Purim celebrations continue with the pasta dinner hosted by the confirmation class at 5:30. Reservations are needed, and those closed today. I saw the form still open before, so you still have a shot. Then at 6:30, the Megillah reading and the Purim spiel. The theme is On Her Majesty Queen Esther's Secret Service, a multimedia spy thriller. Now I was sworn to secrecy on that, so I wouldn't make a very good spy. Next Shabbat, March 10th, is second Shabbos. Between the Tot Shabbat and the main service, there'll be a Bring Your Own Greet and Eat this month between services. On Sunday, March 12th, Achim is at the men's discussion group at 7, and there's also an American River Parkway cleanup. Then coming up in 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks, Sunday, March 19th, the new member morning mixer at 10:30 in the morning. That's for everyone in the congregation who'd like to come and meet and greet and get to know each other. And then that afternoon, Biking with Brotherhood in Land Park at 2:30. And then save the date for Saturday, May 6th. You'll want to block it out for Doctor Who. That's all I'm going to say. Go check the Hadashot. You'll see all the details. In other news, the Camp Shalanu Committee is looking for new members. The Camp Nefesh is looking for counselors. The confirmation class still has some olive oil for sale, both online and they'll be at the Purim Spiel. The application is open for those interested in joining the Board of Trustees. The Jewish Film Festival has started and is ongoing. There are 2 new series, one on coping with anti-Semitism starting this Wednesday, and the Racial Justice Committee has a series later this month on systemic racism in our public schools. So again, all the dates, details, sign-ups are all in the Hadashot. Go check that out. And now I'd like to ask any board members, past presidents, and committee chairs to stand and introduce yourselves.
I'm Sandy Lee, and I'm the representative of the Women of B'nai Israel Leadership Council.
Brian Landsberg, co-chair of the Religious Practices Committee with that lady there.
Thank you, Brian. I'm Jeff Aaron, past president, 2003.
Steve Marshall, I'm the head of the Purim Spiel Committee. I am the Purim Spiel Committee, the whole committee. So you are all invited. Please, it's really fun to have the social hall filled. So Monday night, 6:30, come on down, listen to the Megillah reading. You'll have time to buy a glass of wine or 2, which is a fundraiser for the confirmation class, and hope to see you here and enjoy the show.
Davida Levin Robinson, VP of Membership, and the new member morning mixer is our 5th year doing it. It's a really amazing program. Whether you're new or newish or been here for many years, we love you, but please RSVP. We're having also a spread of food, and we're having mimosas and Bloody Marys.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Kaufman. I am co-chair with Brian on Religious Practices Committee. I'm a past president of the congregation, and I'm currently the chair for the North American Board of the URJ.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Eileen Saracen, and I'm on the Board of Trustees. I'm a member at large, and I'm also on the Membership Committee and the Racial Justice Committees.
My name is Steve Orcan. I'm a past president, and I'm also carrying the mic around.
And I'm Michael Herscher. I'm chair of the Lifelong Learning Committee.
All right, Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
It's my pleasure to invite up our B'nai Mitzvah students once again to do us the honor of leading us in the Aleinu, which can be found on the bottom half of page 586. Please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו
קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא,
שהוא נוטה שמיים יוסן הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבותה אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. It is our tradition at B'nai Israel, when the women of B'nai Israel lead our Shabbat service, that we also recognize the presidents of WIBI who have passed away, whether it is their yurtzeit or not. However, because for far too long of our congregation's history, the stories and the names of the women were not recorded as well as the men who were on the Board of Trustees. We sometimes have mistakes in our listing. Oftentimes, we only know the women by their husband's name and not by theirs, which could be very confusing if a husband had more than one wife. As two of our sisterhood presidents were married to the same man but not at the same time. Or simply because people have moved away. So I apologize in advance if I have omitted the name of a past president who has passed away. But we remember these women who stepped forward to serve not only our congregation but the larger community as well in their position as the president of the sisterhood or the president of the women of B'nai Israel. We remember Ethel Applebaum, Amy Asher, Molly Barnes, Sarah Berman, Pearl Blue, Belle Blumberg, Mrs. L. Cotton, Estelle Diamond, Annette Frankel, Gertrude Friedberg, Carol Glazer, Rose Goldberg, Mrs. Irving Heilbronn, Jane Joseph, Gussie Kaufman, Shirley Kaufman, Ann Kubel, Mrs. L. Livingston, Rebecca Lubin, Fanny Mendelson, Blanche Nathan, Julie Nathan, Sophie Price, Betty Rubin, Felice Faye Rothholtz, Gloria Schoen, Dorothy Dolly Schwartz, Sylvia Szymanski, Carrie Simon, Candy Tannenbaum, Camille Trost, Irma Warhoftig, Barbara Weinstock, Fanny Weidman, Rita Wohl, and Lorraine Wolfson. We also sadly tonight recall in particular one of those women whose names I said aloud, and that is Betty Rubin, who passed away just a few weeks ago. Betty was, in addition to all of the work that she did, not only at B'nai Israel, but in the larger community, her most important roles were that as wife and mother and grandmother and friend. And she was the beloved mother of Rana Melios, Carolyn Rubin Green, Deborah Rubin, and Rabbi Stephen Carr Rubin. She was also the beloved mother-in-law of Didi Carr Rubin and Juan Acevedo, and an adored grandmother to Peter, Elizabeth, Sarah, Gretchen, Netanya, Simeon, Carrie, Leah, Brady, Heather, Gable, Sarah, Marielle, Juan, Annette, and a beloved great-grandmother to Annabelle, Sam, Benji, and Gabby, and Mikhail, Eli, Milo, Max, Zev, Marcus, Mariana, Jade, and Luna, and she was the beloved sister of Joan Helft and dear cousin of Andrea Slade. And if you wonder how in the world does somebody have so many descendants, well, if you live to be 100, God willing, you get to meet that many of your relatives as well. Zichrona livracha. May her memory forever be a blessing. We also recall loved ones who have passed away at this time in years past. We remember Max Bernstein, Joanne Bonin, Meyer Brash, Mylon Buck, Larry Butwin, Jeffrey Serzonsky, Cy Chang, Rosalie Serlin, Edwin Cohn, Mark Cohn, Stephen Cooperman, Josephine Crandell, Ludwig Davis, Max Dubowski, Ida Eisenberg, Howard Emick, Tilly Fine, Nancy Gibson, William Goldfaden, Leon Greenberg, Paul Grunwald, Max Guss, David Herstreet, Helen Herstreet, Sylvia Jacobs, Martin Case, Mandel Kirschenbaum, Florence Korer, Rosina Kramer, Sheila Krotinger, Joseph Laxer, Sarah Lewis, Mildred Neustadt Lippman, Mildred Lippman, David Luria, Sidney Marks, Marion Marks, Joseph Metz, Ted Moon, Clara Moskowitz, Gerald Nessman, Esther Pasternak, Mildred Remba, Jill Marie Roberts, Sidney Rosenbaum, Hyman Rosenberg, Rosalie Rotman, William Bill Schaffner, Zell Selig, Leah Soricchio, Harold Small, Marvin Sosnick, Barbara Spack, Sima Spector, Bill Stevens, Candy Tannenbaum, Frida Vogel, William Wolf, and Emily Wong. If there are any names that anyone would like to add to the Kaddish list tonight, please feel free to call those names aloud as my gaze meets yours. If you're saying Kaddish for a loved one tonight, I'd like to invite you to please rise. And if the congregation can join me in these words of comfort. Hamakom yenechem edchem betok sha'ar avlei Tzion v'Yushalayim. May God comfort you among the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. We rise to give comfort to those who grieve as we continue together on page 598. Yitkadal, Yitkadal, Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach Yerotei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uv'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam Ulmei Almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shmei Dekudisha Barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Damiran be'alma v'yamru. Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba min Shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. Osei shalom b'mramav, hu yasei shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, and let us all say, Amen. We have a special closing song for tonight, which can be found on your large yellow handouts. I'm going to invite up members of the Women of B'nai Israel Leadership Council to join us in this song, but we hope that you'll all join with us.
This is a song by Alana Arian called I Have a Voice. And it's a call and response in part. When I say a line, the Women of B'nai Israel chorus will answer with the same line. And this is how the chorus of the song goes. So I want you to respond what I sing right now. I have a voice.
I have a voice.
My voice is powerful.
My voice is powerful.
My voice can change the world. My voice can change the world. I have a voice.
I have a voice.
My voice is powerful.
My voice is powerful.
My voice can change the world.
My voice can change the world.
Maybe in a different key, though. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. Don't respond this time. Sing it with me. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I will open my eyes. Wait, hold it.
Open my eyes.
Stop the music. I'm playing this in the wrong key. I will open my eyes.
I will open my eyes.
I will not look away.
I will not look away.
I will give this gift I've been given every day. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. Change the world. I will give of myself.
I will give of myself.
I will reach out my hand.
I will reach out my hand.
I will use this heart I've been given and take a stand. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. Change the world. I will fight for the truth.
I will fight for the truth.
I'll stand up for what's right.
I'll stand up for what's right.
I will use this strength I've been given and be a light. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world again. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I should go
We conclude our service with the Kiddush and the Motzi. Afterwards, I hope everybody joins us for the wonderful oneg that awaits us. The words for the Kiddush can be found on page 123.
Ooh, which has paper floating in it. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, ve'ahava uvratzon inchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereshit, ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh, zecher letzion Mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
Thanks. So, for those of you for whom this is your first Shabbat with us, this is just a decorative challah. It is indeed a real challah that we can bless. But because, as you can see, I am touching it, this is not the challah you'll be eating. There will be a fresh, lovely challah sliced up, not by these hands, but by gloved hands, waiting you in the social hall.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom.
And actually, the challah is awaiting you at the door. The Brotherhood is a full-service oneg supplier.